Hi, this is Prof. Ra. We're here at the Cornerstone Festival.
This picnic air. We love the energy, we love the vibe.
That's how we get to spread the word through music.
I heard a lot about this over the years when I was in high school and college. This was the major Christian festival to be a part of.
Everybody here is so on fire about God.
I've seen absolutely everybody from Pentecostals to Catholics walking around.
It draws in so many people, you know, Christian or not.
They're going to have some great acts. They've got multiple stages in all different places of musicians. You can hear some of that in the background. A lot of young people here gathered together for this festival.
You definitely see some odd characters here at Cornerstone.
I'm here to do some workshops and some seminars and some presentations. They got a great lineup of speakers, and I'm hoping we'll get a chance to meet some of these speakers, and they're going to talk about what they're passionate about in ministry, and we're going to hear about what's going on here in Cornerstone. Glad that you're here with us. We're here with Mike Hertenstein of JPUSA, and he's one of the directors of the Cornerstone Festival. Mike, tell us about how Cornerstone came to be and what were some of the factors that brought this together?
Well, there are several factors. In some ways, Cornerstone is the fruit of other ministries at Jesus People. Resurrection Band was a pioneer Christian rock band, and they of course played the early Christian festivals, and as a part of that experience, really sensed a need for a festival that would cater to hard rock crowd or the fringe or marginalized people in that culture at that time. The Jesus movement was just sort of evolving into something else, and one of the things it was evolving into was the Christian music industry, and so it became a matter of being a bestseller, or and a lot of the festivals were catering to the big sellers, and the band guys would come home and say, we need to start our own festival. At the same time, we had a magazine, Cornerstone Magazine, and experienced the same sort of thing with the Christian publishing world. The ideas that people talked about in the mainstream felt like there was a need for another venue for those for conversations that weren't being had in the mainstream. So I think Cornerstone Festival was an idea that came to a lot of people simultaneously. It just seemed like a need that needed to be met, and we seemed uniquely positioned to be able to try to do something.
Great. Now this is huge. I mean, how many people come to one of these things?
We're not very good with the numbers.
Okay.
I really don't know. I think that people say anywhere from 12 to 15,000 is about what we're drawing these days.
Wow. This is my first Cornerstone, and I heard about this when I was in high school and college. This was the big dog. This is the one that everybody wanted to come to. But I'm really thankful to be here because this is the first time that I've been able to do a workshop here, and I was excited, even in our conversation over the last year, about kind of diversifying and bringing in the wider range of speakers. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I think Cornerstone has always had a sort of a reputation for diversity, but diversity here means that the goths and the punks and the hard rock people are all at the same festival, but they're all white, and many times they come from the same kind of suburban evangelical background. And we have, over the years tried to include or broaden our constituency, broaden the sort of degree of diversity in our speaker lineup. I don't think we've been working hard enough at it, and over the last couple of years it's really become clear to me that I need to work harder at it. It involves sort of getting to know other communities, people outside of the usual pool. There's kind of a pool of whatever evangelical authors or colleges that's easy to draw from.
Sure.
I'm not sure that it does us any good to stay with that crowd on a number of levels. Not just the diversity level, but I think that I'm really interested in conversations happening outside of that pool. And so I'm really excited about the possibility of just expanding the people that we're in contact with and that we can share with our constituency, and thereby, broaden their horizons.
One final question. I mean, I'm noticing there's obviously a lot of young people here, youth groups and college students, and in the 26 years that you've been having this festival, do you see anything changing in kind of the way that young people interact and the character and ethos or culture of young people?
Well, Cornerstone On the one hand, it is, you know, mostly the suburban white kids. On the other hand, it has been a very diverse bunch of people, economically, culturally. When this festival started, it was sort of a product of the Jesus movement. That was like the baby boom generation, people that had gone through the same experiences, the same time, probably found Christ about the same way. And so those first Cornerstones were almost like a Jesus movement expression. But the thing is everybody keeps getting older, and there's always a new generation, and they always want to be different than the previous generation. And so Cornerstone is sort of like, every year it's a new generation breaking on the beach, new waves. Of, you know, we went through the punks, you know, the goths. There's always a new culture that comes and takes the conversation where they want it to go, which is really exciting to me. You know, the idea of creating a conversation and staying where it was at the beginning, you know, that's stagnant. But as these different people have come, they've really changed the conversation. And of course, over the last 10, 15 years, certainly over the last 5 or 10, this whole transition from modernity to post-modernity has really been, in some ways, driving the whole conversation, because we're living at a really transformational moment. You know, I sort of consider myself maybe the youngest of the old guard at Cornerstone, in as much as that the people older than me, you know, have really had to work to sort of get this postmodern thing, and people younger than me, they almost have to work to see what the fuss is about, because it comes so naturally to them. And so I see my role as really trying to make sure that we're making that turn around the corner, and that all the concerns that has energized this generation, and asking questions about the way we handle truth, the way we present our faith in a cultural context, how much of our faith, how much of the gospel that we present is culturized, you know, is it our culture, and how much of it is there some essence of the gospel? All those really important questions really need to be here at the center of this conversation, because otherwise, you know, we really risk becoming completely irrelevant unless we sort of know where the conversation is going and make sure that we stay at the center of it.
Well, certainly music is such an important part of the culture, and what you guys are doing here at Cornerstone is finding the expression of the cutting edge, or what's happening through the expression of music. So thanks for the work you're doing here, Mike.
All right. Glad to have you here.
Thanks.